24 Legacy. Do you want to lead this one, Gary, or shall I?
You go for it. Although I'll chip in if needed.
So this is like the spin-off, of 24. Using the 24 name and the 24 structure of it being 24 episodes each.
No, it's not 24 episodes.
How many episodes is it then? 12 episodes.
12.
It's the 24
See,
hours.
if I'd have been allowed to chip in, I could have saved you that deep embarrassment that you've just been feeling.
But the thing was, 24 always used to be 24 episodes, and it was 1 hour.
That.
Events occur in real time, as we are told constantly.
Twice.
By Eric Carter, who is the lead here, played by Corey Hawkins. I don't know of any of his previous TV roles. Eric is an ex-army ranger who was involved in the killing of I suppose like an Osama bin Laden type.
Definitely.
There were 6 army rangers all involved in killing this Osama bin Laden type. We learn early on that they are being killed off one by one. Eric learns this just in the nick of time. His house is sort of invaded by terrorist group, but he's able to evade them and escape with his wife.
And his life.
And his life.
That's right. His life and his wife. Just to let you know, he previously he was in 6 episodes of The Walking Dead, and he played Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, good to know. I know you're down with your hip hop and all. The other storyline here was basically a bit of a Good Wife type storyline. I found Miranda Otto of Lord of the Rings fame. She played the former head of CTU, who had sort of stepped down to be the wife of the Senator John Donovan, played by Jimmy Smits, who's running for the presidency. And she then sort of goes back to CTU and sort of uses her former ally, one of the computer bots, to help Eric in his quest to find out why Bin Khalid's men are...
what was the important thing was they were all given new identities, so it's not only that they've been found, it's that they've been compromised. Someone has got that information.
Another trope of 24, the mole, that we always have in CTU or somewhere, maybe in the White House or something like that. There's another subplot involving a schoolgirl played by former Skins actress Catherine Prescott, a Chechnyan schoolgirl who's sexually manipulating a science teacher to carry out...
We've all done it. I wouldn't have passed biology if I hadn't have done that.
Once he's escaped with his life and his wife, his wife is deposited to his brother Isaac.
I love that, deposited.
Well, it was. He was.
Isaac basically lives in The Wire.
Yeah, he lives in the Baltimore area.
And it really annoyed me that he couldn't say the word "all right" properly. It was always "ate."
That's how they speak on the street.
Basically, and the thing there is that Isaac was with Eric's wife, and he basically sort of stole her from him and went off. The other trope of 24 that we always get is that there's always some sort of MacGuffin, some sort of item that all the characters are chasing. In this case, it's a locked box that contained a flash drive.
Can I just say, this is one of 2 things that annoyed me. That got discovered far too quick. The fact that there was a lockbox, there was a hidden compartment, that was far too quick.
No, you could have saved like what was in the lockbox. Maybe just they were looking for the lockbox, because this was a list full of names of people who were involved with terrorists, in big institutions. Gary, what did you think of it?
Overall, I thought this was fast. This was fast paced. They did
I thought you said it fast.
Moving. There were 2 bits that annoyed me. One was the bit involving the lockbox. I think had this been a 24 episode series, you definitely wouldn't have got there that quick. I suppose the fact that it's 13, they do have to move the plot along.
It's not.
Fast.
It's 12.
And the second part that annoyed me was the ridiculous bit with the pipe. Sorry.
Hang on. What?
At the end, do you know where they're chasing through the construction site? And the pipe thing?
Yeah,
and and he shoots down this massive pipe and then runs behind it, and it was just like I was
thinking of like a smoking pipe. I was trying to think.
No. And it just seemed that was just like that was a little bit too much. I can't even remember that Jack Bauer did anything like that. Well, I know, but it always seemed a bit more real. It didn't seem quite as unrealistic as that. This guy's obviously clearly the hero, and there's no harm ever going to come to him. I liked the stuff inside CTU. It was familiar because that's obviously
How
the trope.
How does Gary get with 24?
I started and never finished series 6.
Luke, you did the first 3, didn't you?
Yeah. I hated this with every fibre of my body. I hated it for being a thing. Before, when I used to bemoan American TV and American drama, this is why. I appreciate 24 is a different kind of thing. It's an action drama.
Did you like the ones that you saw? The 3 that you saw?
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't love them. I didn't.
No.
They were frivolous and fun and all that. This was.
They were compelling,
terrible.
weren't they? You wanted to keep going with them, sort of.
Yes. Whereas this, I didn't care about any of them. I wanted the lead guy to get hit by the stupid pipe. I just thought the whole thing was bonkers. It was like some bad tribute to 24 without.
Well,
its
I was
main
going to
guy.
mention that. I've seen all 8 and Live Another Day, which also had 12 episodes, which sort of they did like 11 consistent hours, and then the final one sort of flash forwards like another 12 hours. 24 at its heart is really ridiculous. Like, for example, in season 2, where Jack is able to shield behind a rock to evade like a nuclear detonation. For example.
It was a well-placed rock, to be fair.
It was a nuclear protecting rock.
And Kim Bauer evading the cougar. The thing with Kiefer was that he had the charisma to pull it off, and the sort of believability and the sort of grit that you need. Corey Hawkins is just completely bland as anything. I just found him not a compelling lead, and you need a compelling lead to make this ridiculous stuff.
And I think the problem is throughout anything to do with this, everybody, and I saw some of the comments, actually some of the comments that were in the video that you actually sent us through, was it ain't Jack Bauer, it ain't Kiefer Sutherland, and I think that's the biggest problem.
But like having it in CTU, I mean, like the nods to the past, the girl, the sort of computer person being the cousin of Edgar Stiles. I mean, Edgar Stiles was such a sort of secondary character. But there's so much for people who'd watched all the seasons of 24. There's so much. Well, this isn't this, as you said. This isn't Kiefer. This isn't Kiefer. This isn't Kiefer. The music and obviously this events recur in real time. Luke, you asked me because I did watch episode 2 as well, and you wondered why. Literally,
because so often you don't watch the second episode.
Literally, I needed some background noise. That was it.
Okay.
It's almost like a Fast and Furious movie, I would say.
I think it would mostly appeal to like younger people who didn't see 24 the first time round, because I think if you'd seen 24 the first time round, if you'd seen 24 the first time round, then you're not going to like this because it's a pale imitation. I mean, I liked Miranda Otto, but I even found her character wasn't particularly well drawn. Even the political stuff, which used to be some of the best stuff in it. I mean, I remember season 5 with the sort of dodgy Nixon-esque president. I've got another question, though. Do you think, like, in like the times we're in where, you know, there is all this sort of Islamophobia and stuff like this, and there's so much unrest, is it the right time to bring back 24 where all the villains are like Muslim terrorists and are like, you know, or like Chechnyan?
I just thought that side of it felt dated and very stereotypical.
But at the same time, it's not, Luke, if you know what I mean. What I'm saying, like with the travel ban, it's just reinforcing negative stereotypes. I might seem like a liberal lefty, as they keep saying, but I
definitely see what you're saying. Yeah. I think 24, when it first came out, was post 9/11. It felt very real and very relevant at the time.
In the first season as well of 24, it was Palmer, who was he wasn't president, was he? He was running.
Well, he was going to be president.
Even that is you know, a thing you can link back to season 1, as with like, there's this man with a happy family life who won't have a happy family life soon. You know, his wife is probably, I reckon his wife isn't long for the series. I'm not going to watch anymore, but if I was to predict, if it was Brave, I think it should kill off Eric and have someone else become the lead halfway through, but it's not going to happen.
No.
That's the only thing that you could do with this.
I think the only character that I felt any empathy with was Ben, which was the other member of the team, who was this person who felt... and he felt like the government was against him. And I think he was the only likeable and fleshed out character that I think they went for.
This is a quote from a critic in the US that I follow. It's been critically panned. Nobody likes this, but what he said, it's a very clever analogy. It's like watching a band who's lost their lead singer perform all the hits without any of the charisma.
That's sort of what Gary said about tribute acts.
That's it. Yeah, it's like Queen with Adam Lambert. With Adam Lambert. Yeah. That's what it is.
That's a good quote.
I'm just reading here, Rotten Tomatoes has got it 57%, with the critical consensus reading 24 legacy offers well-acted escapism, yet this spin-off also inherits many of its predecessors' flaws, and an early narrative rut signals a missed opportunity for reinvention.
Gary, will you watch any more?
Yes. Like Matt, I may well watch the second episode, but I'm not sure after that.
As background noise.